Welcome back to Bayts. Second episode in a row, weekly. We're getting there. I think we're doing good.
Yeah, your belly's out too, so we got another one with us.
I know. I was just about to say, I'm gonna need a lounge chair to record these in because this is uncomfortable to sit like this.
There's 3 of us to this podcast today.
I'm just gonna take the mic and lay in bed.
That sounds awesome.
Gonna end up happening.
Yeah, you know what would be cool? What? If we got one of our kids on the podcast one time.
Yeah. Jackson would probably love it. Honestly, they get a little stage struck. They'd probably just be like...
You mean stage fright?
Yeah, stage fright.
Yeah. I think
but you know what we could do is because we have this bedpost in our office, we could hook a microphone up to it and let it dangle over me while I lay in bed with my belly. Right? And that way when the baby's here, all I have to do is stay in bed and just hold her.
These podcasts are 20 minutes. We just need to sit in a
chair
for
last one was 35 minutes.
Oh, we got a little carried away.
Yeah, we did.
Actually, yeah, so that comes up to the first question I have for everyone. Do you guys like the long podcast, or are you guys okay with just short, straight to the point, in and out? I feel like 20 minutes is...
I'm going to tell you my preference. If I'm going on a drive where I want to put a podcast on, it's probably a 20-minute drive.
Yeah, but not everyone listens to podcasts during drives. Some people listen to it while they're cleaning.
Getting ready. Yeah. But usually 20 minutes is plenty. If our podcast was 40 minutes, I probably wouldn't be able to finish it in the time where I had to get to where I was going.
So whenever I go on drives, I listen to Crime Junkies. And their episodes are usually 40 minutes long. Yeah. And I love it. I love the long ones. But
you always have to pause it, get out, do what you do.
Yeah. I listen to it in increments. But
I would rather hear it all.
Yeah. Wait, I just lost my train of thought.
I'd probably sit in the car until I finished it.
Until it was finished?
Yeah, especially with Crime Junkies.
Yeah.
You want to know what happened.
I remember what I was going to say now. For that, it's it's they're telling a story and I love it's entertainment while I'm driving and stuff like that. But for us, I guess we're entertainment too.
Yeah.
We're not really talking about anything serious and stuff. We're just for shits and giggles and laughing.
Yeah. And just to get a discussion out there. I love talking to you and hearing your point of view on things.
Yeah.
And then also we put a poll on today's podcast because today we want to talk about being on the internet, not only being an influencer on the internet, but having access to the internet, using the internet, using social media platforms, loves/hates about it. So that was what we really wanted to talk about today. So I posted a poll, and it's cool to just be able to have a discussion going with people from all over the world.
You know what I love too is having discussions with people who have different opinions. I feel nowadays, and especially in social media and the internet, if you have a different opinion than someone, you're automatically evil or something like that, or you're wrong and you have to think about it my way. I love talking to people who's no, Khoa, I think you're wrong because of this, and it I open my mind. I'm oh, okay, well, I want it from your point of view. You tell me why you think your way is right, or why this is the right way. And it's just without the difference of opinions, the world would be such a boring place. Yeah. It's just for example, sports, let's just say some basketball or tennis. There's many ways to throw a ball, there's many ways to hit a ball, but not 2 people do it the same, but they're playing the same sport, and it's entertaining because everyone does it differently.
Yeah, but I also feel people are so sensitive nowadays on the internet that if you do have a different opinion, they don't care to hear your side of it. They're just oh, all right, bye, don't like you.
Yeah, which is why I think it's weird to me, because having the internet and being able to speak to people all around the world, I feel people should be excited to be so what's your perspective, given your background and different cultures and being on a different geographic location than I am in the world. And I feel people should be excited to be oh man, they have a different opinion on this one. Yeah. But yeah, you're exactly right.
And I think about it as if you were talking to someone in person, if somebody had a different, we were talking to, Khoa was talking to our neighbor about his investments and stuff, and we were getting telling him what we do versus what what he does, and he's I don't know if we should. They're very good at what they do.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, he's very wealthy. I mean, we don't have to give out names, but he's worth tens of millions of dollars.
But anyways, so we have a way of like what we learned to do, and he's telling us his way. Not that our way is wrong. He just has a different way because one, he's on a whole other tax bracket level, and two,
but he also gave us his opinion on like if I was your age,
yes,
and I had the knowledge I had. Like he told us like X, our way is not wrong, but he would be doing it differently because we have stocks and we have investments in like very safe things, mutual funds and exchange. Well, no, I wouldn't say very safe, especially right now. The market's so volatile right now, but just like in general, like we're not investing in crazy things like private equity and like someone's like new concept business and stuff like that. Things that have a higher percentage of failure. But
they also have a higher percentage of reward.
Yeah, so. But he was saying like you guys are so young and like the things that we're invested in takes a long time to grow, and it's not wrong, but if you want a quicker return, multiply your money quickly, like that's not the right way to go. But
but I do like what we have, but I also think we should do other things.
Yeah, if we had that capital.
Well, yeah, I mean, but still.
Yeah, exactly. But
but that's what I mean. Is like in person, you're talking to him.
It's very interesting.
It's not like he's like, oh, well, that's stupid. You shouldn't do that, you idiot. Like it's like you have a conversation. It's like there's this way to think about it, and there's that way to think about it, and there's no right or wrong to everything. It's like what's right for you and what's right for somebody else is completely different. And everyone on the internet nowadays is just so sensitive about so many topics.
It's confusing because on the internet,
especially parenting, they're so sensitive about how you parent your kids.
We learned that the hard way.
Yeah. So it's like, you do this, well, you're a bad mom then. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure there's many moms out there listening to this. I was like, oh, I can relate. Like,
and it's not even the internet. It's like your own friends and family around you. Like your old, it was funny. There's this trending sound on TikTok right now that's like dumb ways to die. And it was like an older relative comes up and is like, oh, you should have socks on. Your feet are probably so cold. And then the mom's like, dumb way to die. Or that sounds like a hungry cry to me. Like you should feed the baby again. And it's like dumb ways to die from like a mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you love TikTok.
I love TikTok. But anyways, so it's just like there's always outsider opinions and like stuff like that that's not going to align with your opinions. But being on the internet amplifies it.
Yeah, it's not that the opinions should piss you off. It's just like the way they go about it.
Yeah.
It's the way they go. Like if like for example, like your example just now, if older relative was like, oh my gosh, your kid should be wearing socks right now. Their feet are going to get cold. They're going to get sick. Like, what are you even thinking? Like, that's the wrong way to go about it. It's like, oh my gosh. Like, if I was an older relative, maybe I'd say, oh, my kids would always fuss if they didn't wear socks.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like
and
that.
then as a mom, I'd be like, well, mine doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. And then it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is after that. Yeah.
But that is the main thing we wanted to talk about today. And we asked a bunch of you guys, if you don't follow us on Instagram, make sure to go follow us over there. We also set up a subscription so you can sign up. You don't have to subscribe. It's just another option so that you get you kind of get stuff first, and we're going to do subscriber only giveaways and stuff like that. But we're going to do polls and all that. We ask questions, and then you can be a part of our discussions here on the podcast. That's something new that we want to incorporate that we didn't do last time. And I think it just makes it like so much more fun because it's not just me. I know, well, I mean, most of the time I know your opinion on things, and like when we're talking about it, it's like a nice discussion, but sometimes I like to hear outsiders' opinions. So
getting everyone involved. I
basically asked like, what do you love / hate about the internet? And we're going to read a few. People, I know this one girl, she commented a few times, and she said she has a love-hate relationship with it because she loves how you can connect with people across the world, across the country, across, everywhere. But she hates how mean people can be, like for no reason. People just are mean on the internet.
Always. And
she hates cancel culture and stuff like that.
I think you and me, we lasted this long on the internet because I feel like you and me are very good about being open-minded about other people's opinions. And like whenever we got criticism and like hate and stuff like that, we kind of looked at it as like, oh, that's your perspective and it is what it is. Like, we're not going to be able to change it.
Yeah.
Like we never really took it to heart. We're like, oh my gosh, like these people are criticizing me. I need to get off the internet. I feel like you and me were really good at just like, oh, okay, well, they hate us. It is like
you can't expect everyone to like you, especially online. You're definitely going to find someone who doesn't like you. So it is what it is. But people do have like an overly secure self behind a keyboard where they type things that they not normally would say to someone face to face, which I think is odd, because I would never type something out that I wouldn't tell someone to their face. Like, and people also, I kind of got in a fight with someone on TikTok.
Recently?
Recently. I was just having a hormonal day. I was ready to just fight back a little bit. But the things I was saying, I would say to her face. Like, the things she was saying to me, I highly doubt anyone would come up to me in person and say them. What
was she saying?
She deleted all the comments after.
Yeah, but what do you remember her saying?
I think it was like, she has all boys, and she's like, I would never keep going to have a girl. And someone replied and was like, she wasn't trying, like, she wasn't just keep going to have a girl.
We're not trying to have a girl. We were definitely not trying for another baby.
And it started out innocent, and then she started just being really rude. And then I replied, and I was like, you don't, like, I forget what I said. I don't know, but she deleted them all. And basically it just turned out to her being like, well, you neglect your kids and you do this and that. And I'm like, what the?
Wasn't she like, oh, I'm happy your photos got leaked or something like that?
Yeah. So our photographer put our photos up on her website. That's how she sends them to me. So, like, I knew that they were on there, but everyone assumed that I didn't know they were on there, and she leaked them on accident. But, like...
Well, not really leaked them, because, like...
Yeah, she didn't post them or anything.
Yeah,
people just went looking for them
to the website. Yeah.
I know, and it was funny because whenever I first got it, I was like, "Oh, she didn't password protect it," but I was like, "Oh, well, if someone finds it, then they were really looking, and good for them. They get a sneak peek, whatever."
Yeah.
So I really didn't care, and then she said, like, aha, that's so funny that this happened. And then she backpedals and she's like, I was the biggest fan of you until this conversation. I'm like, if you were the biggest fan of me until this conversation,
why were you so rude?
Yeah, that's not true. I was like, don't be trying to double back. Like, no, that's not true.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like we can tell whenever someone is like,
oh yeah, definitely. There's telltale signs.
Yeah.
But what was the point of this?
I think you read a question, no?
Yeah, but people being mean. Like, I would never say that to someone's face. I would never be like, oh my God, 4 boys, you must have just had to have kept going so that you'd get your girl. Like, I wouldn't say that. I'd be like, oh, congratulations. It was meant to be, like, something like that. Yeah. I follow this other mom, and she has 4 boys, and she just had an oopsie girl, and
no way.
We've discussed it. Yeah, and she's like,
you talked to her?
Yeah. She's like, I always wanted 4 kids. I don't know how to pronounce it.
You follow her on TikTok or where?
Instagram. But her name is like A and then her last name, and I don't know how to say her last name.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, she it's just like you know where you want your family to end, and you're not gonna, like, I wouldn't have 10 kids just to get a girl. I'd have 10 kids because I wanted 10 kids. Yeah. You know.
You know when I realized, like, people hate other people on the internet even though, like, they've done nothing wrong ever in their life, is whenever I saw hate for Roger Federer. It was like, Roger Federer is the greatest human of all time.
Honestly,
he does harm to no one.
He's the sweetest person.
He's never had a cheating scandal, drug scandal, no nothing. He's like, literally, I think most of his money goes towards schools and charities in South Africa, where he's from, and he just, like, literally does so good around the world. And his favorite thing to do is to eat chocolate and hang out with his family and play tennis. And then whenever I saw people, like, hating on Roger, like, oh, he's a boring guy and he sucks at tennis and all that, I was like, how could you even say that to such a nice person? And then I was like, wow, at this moment there are truly people who just do not like other people for no reason. Yeah. And so I think ever since then,
like, I feel like it says more about that person talking crap than it does the person they're talking about, because they're obviously going through something. They're having something's going on in their life where they're not happy.
I would understand
bring others down
if their comment was like, oh, he beat my favorite player and I don't like him for that. But no, they were just like talking. There was a lot of people just talking smack about Roger Federer, and he's a great person.
All right, we get it. But like, I feel like trolls on the internet, that's often discussed. Yeah, like, people know, like, there's just rude
there's people out there
the
that, like I said earlier, when if there's someone that hates you, like the people that don't like me and Karen, there's nothing you can do about it to change their mind. So you just let them be and just let them.
Just be thankful that you're not that type of person. Because like, imagine how embarrassing that is. Someone finds your fake account and you've been talking like weird weird stuff. That's
or
weird.
like you bring it up at like a Thanksgiving dinner, like, oh, so what are you guys like doing in your free time? Oh, I have an Instagram account that hates people.
Yeah, it's so
okay.
weird to me.
Yeah.
But something else that's like, I feel like something on the internet that's just now getting more and more, well, I guess it's been for a while, more of a topic is like, she said it, I don't know, should I read their names?
Yeah, you can.
This is Anna Rose. She says, it's scary how much time everyone, me included, spends on looking at a screen. Like, it's scary how much time people are just spend staring at a screen, which is honestly kind of true. Like, I look at myself sometimes and I'm like, okay, I need to put my phone down. Yeah. You know? And it's funny because it used to be like video games. That used to be the thing that was rotting everyone's minds.
People, I mean, since the beginning of time of just like media and just like recording the behaviors of humans, there's always been something that a human is focusing on too much. It was like, before it was like maybe newspapers. I remember seeing a picture of everyone was staring at a newspaper. I know exactly
what meme you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And then everyone was staring at the TV and everyone was staring at the computer screen playing video games, and now everyone's staring at iPhones, and people are always going to be looking at something.
Yeah, that's true. And it is nice that like we do have the access to the internet. We get news quickly. Like before, things would happen and it would take like
forever
the newspaper to come out for you to hear about it. So it obviously has its ups and downs, but it is like on the weekends I really try to put my phone down more, and like after a certain time at night I just try to put my phone down and not be on it. My screen
time has gone up exponentially ever since I downloaded Candy Crush.
I know.
Karen, I don't know why Karen got
I don't count that as screen time.
Why'd you get back into Candy Crush?
I don't know. I wanted something other than to be mindlessly scrolling on TikTok or something. And I get like heart palpitations at night when I'm pregnant. I think I just get like weird anxiety like when I'm just sitting there awake and I have like insomnia, I can't sleep. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to just be scrolling mindlessly on Instagram and TikTok. Like, what can I do?
Yeah, I would wake up sometimes like 2 a.m. and then I just see you on TikTok or something.
Yeah, because I can't. I wake up and I can't fall back asleep because I'm too itchy, and I don't want to wake Khoa up and be like, scratch my back. But like last night I woke up at midnight and I was starving. Went to the kitchen. I had made like tuna salad and I got it out. Yes, you were snoring last night. Oh no. But I got it out and I ate the whole thing and I had 3 Reese's. Ooh, it was so good. I was in my underwear, no top, just underwear in the kitchen. I didn't even shut the fridge. I kept the thing in the fridge, eating it. Opened, because we have the Reese's in the fridge. Opened it up, ate the Reese's, and then went back in bed and I played Candy Crush because I'm like, I don't want to just be scrolling.
I'm going back on our cameras and downloading that footage.
No, don't. Yeah. I probably look like such a fat.
I'm going to post it to the subscriber only on Instagram.
No, I have no top on.
Oh, I'll edit it, blur it out.
Oh my god.
See Karen picking out in the fridge.
So bad. It was funny though because I was standing there in front of the sink, like I was washing out because I finished it all. I was washing out the thing, and I was like, wow. This will be me soon again, because I remember waking up in the middle of the night with Hanson. I'd go out there and it was like just dead quiet to get like a drink or something. Yeah. And I'm like, this is going to be me again, but with another baby. It's going to be so crazy. But anyways, but yeah, it's Candy Crush. But yeah,
ever since I downloaded, it's not an ad. I downloaded Candy Crush, and at first with the easy levels, it was so fun and stress-free. I'm like, oh man, I'm flying through these levels. It's so easy. And now I'm on level like 350 and it's gotten actually hard. And instead of being like stress relieving, it's stress inducing. Yeah. And I'm like, where is the purple candy?
It's funny because when you open the app, it says like swipe the stress away. Yeah, swipe the stress away. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm about to get stressed.
And I open the level and I can't beat the level. And you only have 5 lives. And then you have to ask your friends for more lives.
Well, because they want you to buy lives.
Yeah, and then they want you to buy lives. And I'm like, you should have given me a purple candy. And I freak out. Well, not freak out, but I'm just like, oh, dude. I'm pissed. You have to wait for another live.
Yeah, it is crazy how like you're always looking at your phone, and like if I don't have my phone on me, I'm like, oh wait, where'd my phone go? Like I just want to pick it up and like look at it, even if I don't need to look at anything. Yeah. You know, that's why I do wish I wore my Apple Watch more, because then I wouldn't be worried about missing a call or an email or notification, because I could see it, but I wouldn't have to like be on my phone.
And you need your Apple Watch so you can ping your phone. Karen's always asking me to ping her phone and look for her phone. Oh my gosh. So we were at the Apple store today. I just got a new phone because mine is broken. Well, I mean, I had Apple Care, and it was only $50, and they gave me, they traded out for the same model I had. But yeah, it was awesome. But I was checking out their new Apple Watches, and there was this one, like the Mac Daddy watch is like $800. It looks diesel though. Like it is like for people going hiking, looks like they're going to like Antarctica and living out there. And yeah, it just looked awesome.
It looked tough.
Yeah.
All right,
so I wish I had an Apple Watch too, but not that one because that was too crazy.
The last one I'll say is, this one is so true because I just was talking to Jackson about this because he was like, went and asked Alexa like a question. And I was like, you know what I would have to do to get that answer? I would have to open a damn dictionary or like an encyclopedia. And like, I remember asking my mom how to spell something. And I swear this is why I'm a really bad speller, because she would never help me. She'd be like, go look it up. And I'd have to get the dictionary out and look up spelling.
But you know, Jackson is a great speller because you would tell him to go look it up.
That's true. But at least...
But he had technology.
He had easier access to it. Like if we were in the car or something, I'd have to wait till we get home and then I'd forget and then I didn't care.
Jackson literally learned how to read, mainly learned how to read from Blippi and also like those
Roblox.
videos. But he also like after, like whenever he started playing video games like Roblox and Minecraft, he would ask Karen how to read things.
Oh, no, let me explain.
Okay.
So they have games in Roblox. There's a bunch of different games, but this one was a storytelling game. So like you had to read it. Like the people were talking back and forth. It wasn't like audio. And so he kept asking me, and they were on this spaceship, and it asked him questions like, do you want to do this or do you want to do this? And then he got to pick. So he kept asking me, and I was telling him for a while, and so I think that's why he like got into the game. And then a week went by, and I was like, Jackson, I can't keep reading the same thing over and over to you again, because you start the whole thing over and it's the same game over and over. And I was like, you need to learn how to read. Like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
And he
then
went on YouTube.
He learned.
I remember walking by the couch and he was watching a video and it was titled How to Read. Yeah. And he literally learned how to read on YouTube. And
he went into kindergarten knowing how to read, and the teacher was literally shocked.
Yeah, like, he's him and the teacher are teaching, like he's helping other. He's like an assistant to the teacher whenever it comes to reading time.
Yeah, there's a foreign exchange student in their class, and he said that he's teaching him how to read. And Jackson's like, I love teaching him how to read because he's so he's like he wants to learn to read.
Yeah,
which is so cute.
So what Jackson's at a 3rd grade reading level?
I think he's at, I don't know by now.
Oh yeah, he's probably better now.
In 1st grade, they were saying he was like at a 3rd grade reading level, and he's like, she's like, half the kids in my class can't. Like they can read like small sight words, 3-letter words, but she's like, they can't read like Jackson reads.
Well, and also Jackson.
And every kid is different, by the way. Like we're bragging. Landon doesn't know how to read. You know, it's just
I feel like
Jackson has that like.
I told Landon, I was like, Landon, if you don't learn how to read by the end of this year, we're gonna have a problem, because he's still, I think, to this day,
he can read like okay, mom, dad, bike, like
complete opposite of Jackson.
Yeah.
He's at like a pre-K reading level right now. I think it's because he doesn't have the desire.
No, he's at the normal reading level.
Is he?
Yes, it's normal for that grade. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just used to Jackson.
I know.
I don't know.
But Jackson
so
did everything. He walked at 8 months. He freaking crawled at 4 months. You know, he's very like, I want to do this, and I'm gonna. What's the word? Determined.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like Landon doesn't have the desire to learn how to read, so he doesn't want to.
Difference in personality.
Yeah.
He's more like me.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I'm like Jackson. If I want something, I will go and like, I will do it. Like,
but you're also like Landon, where if you don't feel like doing it, you will not do it.
Oh, well, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're like both your kids.
Yeah. The main thing this person said was research for school, no longer needing a library.
That's a great thing about the internet.
But I also miss libraries and books and holding the book, you know? So like anytime.
You still read books.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Anytime I read like the Colleen Hoover books or anything, I make sure to do it on like with a real book. But then I also have like that little, what is it called? A Kindle.
Yeah.
So like if we do go somewhere and I want to bring it, not a heavy book, but still.
Last time we went to the beach, Karen brought a book, and when she packed the book, I was like, girl, you know damn well you ain't gonna read that book whenever we have every kid on the beach. Like, you're definitely gonna help me with all these kids. Don't think you're gonna sit back under the umbrella and read a book while I have all the kids chasing them around.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Yeah. It was funny that you packed it.
I know. But that was pretty much it for today's podcast. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram so that you guys can be a part of the discussion and answer our polls and questions and all that. And we are gonna do the giveaway for like launching the podcast. We just need to figure out when to announce it. When do you want to?
I feel like this podcast it flew by. 24 minutes? Yeah.
Because I love that we can read other people's opinions. It's not like we're just, talking to each other. We never did this with the old podcast. We just talked mostly about ourselves and like what we were doing when being a YouTuber and like all of that, which I love. And I love listening back on them. But I do like where this new podcast is heading. And I still want to talk about that stuff. But
I feel like this podcast is like so much more engaging with our audience, and like that's where we're headed. It's like we want to engage with the audience way more than we did before, because before I feel like it was like barely any. Well,
we had a lot going on too, so we still have a lot going on. I mean, we have 4.5 kids, almost 5 coming up.
Okay, but also I'm gonna make a Discord so we can have like discussions with you guys. Mainly like the Discord one, I think will be just like discussions amongst the audience, like anyone who's subscribed to the Instagram thing. But on Instagram, we'll be like talking to you guys directly if you're subscribed. Okay, all right, but thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.